We now return to the Bachelor spinoff.
Okay.
Tight end Tinder.
First thing I want to say is that both of you guys were really great in the fantasy suites. TJ, your week 1 performance, 6 catches, 131 yards, that was a good enough performance where you should get the starting job on any fantasy team. And Darren, you had a great week 1 performance as well. It was quality. And, we got to see an insight into your personality on Hard Knocks and found out that John Gruden plans to use you, a lot. Gentlemen, only one of you can be my tight end, and you are both incredibly talented. This is a tough choice. Okay, my choice for my new starting tight end is TJ Hawkinson. Will you accept this, Rose?
Sup, boys? Champ's ready to do some shopping.
Stevon, we're kind of in the middle of something here.
I just heard this is the place I had to go to find myself a new shiny tight end.
Well, I'm sorry, but you are too late. I just offered TJ my Rose.
And do you think these players want some stupid flower or some fat stacks?
Excuse me, Stephen. I think we should let TJ decide what team he wants to be on.
TJ, my man. Is this even a choice? Alright, boys, well, looks like my work here is done. Peace out.
TJ, what happened, man? I thought we had a connection. You know what? Fine. You don't want to be a part of Baker's Hairy Chub? Fine. You want to join Dr. Watson? Whatever. Fine. Darren, joining McCloskey, joining the dark side like that? I don't know what I'm going to do now. McCloskey released Delaney? Okay, Jordan. All right. Come on now. You're back in the game. Back in the game. Let's go. Okay. Delaney, I know you just got released by McCloskey, but I would love for you to be the starting tight end of Baker's Hairy Chub. Do you accept this, Rose? Yes! All right, Delaney. All right, buddy. It's you and me now. For better or worse. Hey there, everybody, and welcome to 2019 after the weekend, week 2. And since my team came out victorious this week, your boy keeping it casual. Got the nice flamingo shirt on. It is loose. It is relaxed fit. I'm feeling good. And before we hop into the matchups, there is one thing in particular I want to bring up, and that is backup quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Gardner Minshew, who got some playing time last week when Nick Foles went down. And I'm honestly a little upset with myself I didn't bring him up earlier. Look at that stash. And just a couple of fun facts I want to bring up about Gardner Minshew, and I'm sure you guys might have seen this on social media as well, but one fun fact, there's no Gardner Minshew 1. There's no OG Gardner Minshew. His dad just thought Gardner Minshew II sounded a lot cooler, so he went with that. Also, apparently, the man works out in just a jockstrap. Doesn't want any friction. The confidence. Legend already. Come on. And Gardner's already won over the Jaguar fan base. He didn't come out with a victory this week against the Texans, but they already love him down there. Soon you're going to see his tagline that's something like, throwing deep bombs and flirting with your mom or something like that. I just feel like that just fits. He is quite the character. All right, enough about the Jaguars and their seductively stashed quarterback. Let's move on to the matchups. Okay, the first matchup we have is Dr. Watson, scoring 87.26, losing to no place like Mahomes, who scored 118.62. Stevon last week your boys Watson and Kamara, I mean, they really came out and gave you just an epic performance. This week was an entirely different story. And your new prized possession, Hawkinson, 1 catch for 7 yards. Not the kind of result you want to see out of your brand new prized starting tight end. And parlay, I mean, your boy El Capitan, Patty Mahomes, 31.62 points. Gotta love that performance, but I also want to give a special shout out to your hands team. I mean, each of them coming up with a touchdown this week, that is just beautiful. All right, now moving on, we have Good Night and Good Luck scoring 92.92 points. Losing to Zika virus, who scored 115.48. Chad, your team just had another okay performance this week. Gurley and Connor, they were able to get in the end zone for you, but none of your skill players had over 100 yards this week, which made it tough to keep up with Ahar. And Alex, Njoku, Jeffrey, both of them putting up goose egg performances because they had to leave the game early? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. But the rest of your skill players, they had your back. Each of them putting up a double-digit performance, and on top of that, your boy Lamar Jackson having another 30-point performance for you. Thank you, all those guys, helping you get the victory. All right, next up, we have Henry Julio Hippos scoring 102.02, beating Nate's premium team, who scored 60.92. Boosty, not much to say about your team this week other than job well done, but I do want to give a special shout out to your number 1 pick, Julio Jones, getting you 25.10 points and 2 TDs on the day. And Nathan, your team did a complete 180 from week 1. It was just a bad week for them, and I'm sure you've already shaken your head a lot at your fantasy team's result this week, so I'll keep it brief. But when your top guy only has 11 points, it's going to be a rough week for you. Alrighty, moving on now, we have Captain Munderpants scoring 103.54, losing to Leviathan, who scored 122.36. Keith, I mean, your team came out this week and had an alright performance. You know, mostly double digits. And your boy Saquon, number 1 pick. I mean, he got you 21 points. Not a bad week. The problem, Keith, is Dalton had 2 players over 20 points with Prescott and Dalvin Cook. Now, you were still winning Monday night. You still had a chance. But Dalton had his El Capitan Le'Veon Bell going for him, and he secured that W real easily. And Robbie Anderson helped too, so that's a plus, Dalton. Alright, the next matchup we're moving on to is mine with Baker's Harry Chubb scoring 145.10 points, beating Le Betrayal, who scored 83.42. I want to start by giving just a huge shout out to the Patriots defense. I mean, 37 points is ridiculous. Now, my entire team played well. I didn't really need your 37-point performance, but thank you. Very much anyway. And thank you, Fantasy Gods, for this performance. I appreciate you. Mwah. Thank you. And Buffalo, I mean, for you, just seeing Drew Brees go down early in the game, I mean, that just puts a pit in your stomach. And then on top of that, you hear these out for 6 weeks. Woo! Great! At least Kerryon Johnson and Singletary did something for you this week, each of them picking up a touchdown. A lot better from last week when you had Mixon and Geis go down early. Man, I'm sorry, Buffalo. It's been a rough start to the season for you, bud. And finally, our last matchup is the Commissioner, aka Commission Impossible, scoring 88.50, losing in a nail-biter to Devontae's Inferno, who scored 89.80. And McClossum, want to give a quick shout-out to OBJ, doing OBJ things. I mean, 25.10 points, 161 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. Thank you very much. But the big blow to your team this week was losing Big Ben. And you lost him early, so he didn't get the kind of production he usually gets. And oh man, did you just need a few more points out of him this week to make a difference. And Tucker, oh my gosh, are you glad that the Browns didn't keep feeding the ball to OBJ late Monday night? You just watched your lead dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. But finally, the game was over. You got the victory by a point. It's all you need. Beautiful. Your performance was led this week by great outings by Russell Wilson and Aaron Jones. Good for them. The one thing I do want to point out, however, is O.J. Howard picking up a nice goose egg for you there in the tight end spot. That's unacceptable. I'll give you the link to tight end Tinder so you can go and browse, see if you can find a new starting tight end. And you don't have to worry about Stevon stealing anybody because he no longer has a waiver budget. Alrighty, everybody. Well, that does it for me. And after the weekend, week 2. Thank you for watching. I think I'm just gonna go bask in the heavenly glow that was my team's performance this week. All right, bye everybody.
Oh, hold on.
Gracie. Oh. She's got to investigate. You know, it's a closed door. You are too late. Losing a no place mic. I mean Gurley and somebody else because I don't remember who it is. 2 is mine with Harry's Baker Chubb. I said that wrong 2 weeks in a row. Is that a goose egg? I see at an OB.